What is up, everybody? We are back. I'm about to lose my voice. We got
Something's
Bashar
here.
here, 49er minded. Mariah
What up?
is sick, not feeling very well. She's come down with something since the last 49er game in Arizona. And we've got Red Jet Shell standing in for her, sitting in.
Hey,
Let's
What up,
go.
Red?
Thank you for having
he
me.
came in the clutch. We
What?
literally asked her at the last minute to join us. So thank you.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me. Yeah, of course.
Within like 10 minutes, she was here. It was awesome.
I'm like, hold on 1 second. I'll
Let
be
me
right
get,
there.
Hold up.
let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat real quick. We got Don Dotson in the chat. What up, Don? We got
Don's out.
Throwback in the chat.
This is a throwback.
And obviously, we got Bashar here with
Yeah.
us. All right. Well, what a hell of a game, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's all you can say about it.
Well,
And I was there.
let me just real quick.
He was there.
Yeah. I was at my sister's house, and her husband's family and my family were there. And some of them started leaving there at about I would say it was like 11 something left in the third quarter. And everybody's patting me on the shoulder, telling me, sorry about the loss. You know, like a family member just died, which Uncle John is very close, but he's still holding on. And yeah, I'm just like, holy moly, like, and I'm thinking like there's still a lot of time, guys. There's almost another half of football. There wasn't enough time.
Right.
There wasn't. Red Jet, let's get your kind of thought. You were at the game, so I just kind of want to hear what you have to say about the evening, how it progressed, and how you feel afterwards. Then we'll get to Bashar.
At first, I didn't see a whole lot of Ravens fans, so I was like, okay, it's that kind of game. It's not too many, so I figured it's Christmas. Not a lot of people going to travel, and the crowd was electric. They were excited. It was Christmas. What could possibly go wrong other than us losing the game, right? Sorry, I'm late for horse because I lost it at the game, and the crowd was just into it. There was a million Santa Clauses everywhere. There was a thousand Grinches everywhere. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I kind of went into it. I hate to say it, but I kind of went into it like, okay, we're gonna lose. It's just a question of how bad. And yeah. Um by the time the first snap happened and we saw Lamar get sacked in the end zone for that safety, I'm like, oh, okay, all right, okay, we got a football game, all right. Then it's 5,
It gave me
it's
so much
3-0,
false hope.
then 2-0, then 5-0, then 5-3, and 10-5, and the rest is history. And from the moment of the first interception, it was like, okay, we can, all right, okay, you made a mistake. Let's just calm down, regroup, let's get it together. Then the second one happened. Then the third one happened. And then halftime happened, and it was only 13 or 16-12 at the half. So I'm like, okay, we can get this back. No problem. We're only down 4. We get the ball back to start the third. We start the third quarter, and we turned it over as soon as we got it. We gave it right back, and the Ravens never looked back. Never. And then we would go on to score, go on to do another interception. And sadly, another one when we had a chance to come back in this game, possibly even tie it, and go into overtime. But that's too much like getting the Christmas miracle. So, in a nutshell, that's what it was. But fireworks, dance cams, the drum line, you name it, they had it. Great crowd, no drama, as far as I could see. But otherwise, I personally had a good time. I did. My family had a great time. One of my family members has never been to Levi's, so this was their first time going, and they enjoyed it from start to finish. I mean, until we left, which was when Darnold threw that interception at the last second. So that's when the stadium was emptied out. So other than that, I had a great.
And that, my friend, sums up the ball game.
Gosh.
Is that you, Santa Claus? I wanted to say that when you had all the Santa Claus guys there. And yeah, you know what pissed me off watching the game, other than the fact that we lost and got our butts kicked? Every time the Ravens did something positive or scored, I was like, why does it sound so damn loud for a damn Ravens touchdown inside Levi's Stadium? I couldn't put two and two together in regards to that. Was it like that when you were there? Unless the TV broadcast.
Yeah. No. It wasn't like extra noise or anything like that. There were quite a few more than I expected. There was a nice little cluster of them. But they, I mean, of course, scattered around the stadium and everything. But it was also the reaction of the Niner fans every time they scored or every time they got a foul. Every flag, all laundry that was left on the field was not for us, it was for them. So that's what you heard.
Look, I tweeted this out when the game was over. You can play a great team, but you can never expect to beat a great team if you're going to give up. If you're going to commit that many penalties and turn the ball over that many times, you're never going to win against a really good team.
No. Nope. Never. I mean, you can't. You couldn't have scripted it better for Baltimore. You know.
Bashar, did you want to talk about your experience during the game?
Oh, experience watching thoughts? At home. Had a great time with the family leading up to the game. That's for sure. A lot of good food or whatever, but yeah, I was hyped up. Just like she said, especially when we got that safety, and that was a lot of fun. And it sucked, even when the early on before that, when the offense was clicking, we had a 74-yard drive all for nothing because Purdy got picked off the end zone, which really sucked by that Hamilton guy. It just, I don't know, man. And the ball was just bouncing every which way but ours. I mean, sure, Purdy could have had a better game. I get it. He didn't have his best game. There were times where he made some nice throws. I get that part too, which was cool, but we couldn't piece drives together. I forgot when it happened. Maybe one of you guys might remember it better, but I had a really bad feeling about this game when it was either a punt return or a kick return, and Wisnowski hit the guy out of bounds, and it just racked on hella yards, extra yards for the Ravens. I was like, what are we doing here?
Right. What are we not doing? You know what I mean?
It was a net punt.
What are we doing
like
that we should be doing better?
There you go. It was a punt. Yeah. We just gave too many yards in the return game, and
I was extra scared. There was a face mask penalty that I was looking at it, and I was like, that's not a face mask. That's illegal hands to the face. Like it's different. Like face mask, you're grabbing it. He came up and he had his hand on his face. You know what I mean? He put his hand down. His hand was coming down, but it didn't grab. It just moved down on his, and you can't touch your hands to their face. So it's illegal hands to the face, but it's a difference of like 10 yards.
I think the refs were giving them a hell of a Christmas gift, right?
Well, and in the beginning, I thought the refs were going to be the issue, but after I saw how he played, I was like, no, I can't fault. I can't call anything and say that the refs tipped the scale at all at this, because there was so much stuff that we couldn't overcome ourselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's talk about the interceptions. Kyle Shanahan kind of gave Brock Purdy 3 passes and said he was in charge. He was at fault for 1 in the press conference last night after the game. What's your thoughts on that? He said that the first one was Brock Purdy's fault, that in quarters you were supposed to just bypass Debo because it's not open. And Brock, I'm guessing he either forgot it was quarters or didn't know it was quarters, or thought Debo can get this anyway. He's my man. And that's what happened. But give me your thoughts on the interceptions, Brock Purdy's. Red Jet, we'll start with you, the guest.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was going to try to be quiet on it, but No mute button today. Okay, well, let's start with the first one when it was tipped. I'm like, okay, but I give him credit for stopping the interception, because that was a pick six going the other way. And for him to stop the guy right away, I was like, okay, all right, we can straighten this out. No, we can't. Then the second one, I think from the moment he threw that ball and it got tipped, it was just a domino effect of what was to happen, and sadly it happened. And I'm just sitting there like, I knew it. I told you guys. I told you. Like it's just a question of, again, how bad. And he just looked, my thoughts on that was just, he just looked so out of sync. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do it. That's what he looked like to me. He just looks so out of place. I don't know how to really describe it. I don't know if I'm apologize if I'm not making any sense, but he just did not seem like he was all the way there. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, at one point, we get up like, what do you mean? What's going on? Play the fucking game. Da 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 da. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. That's okay. I don't even know why I'm getting mad. I'm like, I knew this was gonna happen. So that was my kind of synopsis of how it looked and how it played out over 4 quarters, because that's literally what happened over 4 quarters.
Yeah, actually, the first interception was the one that was intent. Oh, go ahead. You want to read James's comment?
Oh, I'm going to read it up later, but I want to say hey to Ekim. What up, Ekim? And to James. And then Carcast.
Shout out to James, Carcast, Ekim. All good dudes. So I mentioned the first interception area. That was the one where we drove down the field and everyone thought we were going to score a touchdown, and we tried to throw that deep shot to Debo. And Troy Aikman was doing the broadcast in the game. He was saying that Debo, and you can go back and watch the replay, Debo had some good separation before he reached the end zone on that play. And what I didn't like was, I don't know why Baltimore Ravens were playing 2 deep zone. Hamilton made a great play and he jumped the route. I get that part. I just wish Brock would have thrown it to Debo a little earlier, because that was before the safeties were in the end zone. He actually had some space to be open on that play. He had good separation. Right. And then actually we even got penalized on that play. There were so many penalties. I'm reading the up-to-date game stat notes on that one. The other interception happened. That was the one Shell mentioned where Purdy had to tackle the guy and it got tipped. And yeah, like I mentioned, these balls were just bouncing each and every wrong way but ours. The other interception, let's see. How come I'm trying to look at all the interceptions we threw? Maybe this one right here. Hang on, I'll pull it up. I mean, just I think wasn't there one where he tried to throw it to CMC in the middle of the field and was kind of behind him? I'm not sure if that one got tipped. Yeah, I remember that one.
I don't think it didn't get tipped. I think the guy ended up just catching it, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. Yeah. It all happened. You know what?
You see,
4 quarters went like that. That's literally how this game went. Yeah.
James brings up a great point here. He says, to be fair, any QB against the Ravens, you never know what defense they're in, because they disguise it well and they crash down on the line of scrimmage, so the protection goes anywhere or everywhere. Yeah, I'm guessing that was what was giving Brock Purdy fits, because all he was able to kind of figure out before pre-snap was man or zone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
That's the only thing he was really able to figure out.
I mean, is it safe to say that we got out coached?
That time.
Yes. But also, let me bring up James's other point here. He talks about that our fan base is been toxic today.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the end of the world. Kyle made his game plan in the bathroom of Wendy's, and Ravens balled out on defense. So now maybe
Wendy's,
he didn't make it in the bathroom the bathroom at Wendy's, but maybe he was keeping stuff in the bag for the potential next time. Not like everything. I'm not saying that he was his whole game plan, but maybe there's certain things he didn't want to use against them for them to kind of learn how to correct in their style. And maybe that was kind of hindering us. I don't know if
I think you're.
gotta
I
get a
don't
shout out to
think that
Jason.
it was like, you know, kind of. It was like Bashar and I were just talking on Instagram, and I can repeat what I said, and I was like, Kyle gone Kyle. Like one of our friends is going to be one of our friends, in the sense of how you play, how you call these plays, right? How many others have them? But oh god, I sound terrible. But sorry about that. But how he
You and
plays,
me
how
both.
he calls the plays, right? How he calls the plays, how these plays were executed. I mean, if the defense, I have to kind of give Wilkes, I have to give him a street pass on this one because they did stay in this game for quite some time, at least up to maybe the third, fourth quarter, into the third, going into the fourth, and then we start to try to you know execute this comeback, and all we had to do was get one TD. We had it. And if you score a TD before the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter, you have a chance, or at least two. You have a chance. Didn't happen like that. So, can we make the conclusion that this was scripted for the Ravens to win, so they can be so Lamar could be, moved ahead of Purdy in the MVP conversation? Yeah, you can make that argument. Can you say that Harbaugh had Shanahan's number? Oh, hell yeah, you could say that. You can make that case too. You really could. But you can also make a case for the Niners defense hanging in this game for, like I said, at least 3.5 quarters.
You know what? I want to.
Yeah,
I feel like slapping. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I felt that there was one point in the game where I was like, I don't know if the defense can hold them, because they've been out there so long at this point that if we are to start a comeback, can the defense actually 3 and out or stop them like they were at the beginning of the game? Also, another thing that I was kind of go ahead, Bashar, and I'll bring this up later.
Okay, I was gonna say I feel like a little off topic, but it's related to what we're talking about. Obviously, the Niners Ravens game. I wish I could just bitch slap the living daylights out of Mike Florio. He never ever hypes up the Niners. Never. He never gives us props. Never hypes us up. He chose to go off the deep end and not only just hype up the Niners, but to totally shit on the Ravens completely, to the point where he gave the Ravens all this bulletin board material to get really mad and say, oh, yeah, he was just talking about, he was just making it sound like Ravens had no chance to win and the 49ers were going to blow them out by the first quarter. And I'm like, why is Florio saying all this? He never says anything good about the Niners ever. And it just seems like he totally jinxed us. So screw that guy. I'm pissed off. I always want to add one thing really quick. I mean, I'm not one about moral victories, but I mean, it is a really strong defense. But at the end of the day, we were moving the ball on this team, dude. I mean, Brandon Ayuk 113 yards, and George Kittle 126 yards, McCaffrey 103 yards and 7.3 per carry, 1 touchdown. It just we didn't come off on the winning end. When you turn the ball over, you're not going to score. Normally, when we put up all these crazy yards, we're punching it in the end zone and we're scoring. We're really, really efficient at scoring touchdowns and not field goals. We were kicking field goals instead at points in times if we weren't turning the ball over. But to mention the penalties that really, really killed us really quick. I mean, it was just we got penalized 10 times, and I believe it was over 100 yards in penalties that were tacked on. So it just penalties and turnovers. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. Sucks. I'm going to make one more point because I said this on Aaron and I do a Saturday thing, and I might have said this when I was on with Raj, but I definitely mentioned it a few times with Aaron that I've known that to go on a Super Bowl type run, if you want your team to go on a Super Bowl type run, your team may have to lose a game before you go on that run, right? Now we had built up a win streak from November 12th, I believe. That was the Jaguars game onwards, right? A pretty nice win streak. And the past few weeks, I actually researched all the Super Bowl teams that have won Super Bowls within the past 8 years or so. and only one team like had a crazy win streak where they only lost once in early November and just went on a crazy run, and that was a Tom Brady led Patriots team. Other than that, teams usually in recent years, and we're talking about 16 game seasons, we're not talking about 17 game seasons, but teams usually when they lose in late November, as late as November 29th or early December or some point in December, and then go on their little run. So guess what? We got that loss out of the way. I'm not trying to say, hey, oh yeah, it's good to lose, and I'm putting a positive spin on all the losses. I'm not trying to be Mr. Homer, happy-go-lucky, but I am trying to put things into perspective.
Homer.
If that we are going to talk about going on a Super Bowl run, hey, it's guess what? All the Super Bowl teams at one point in December or late November did have to hit the reset button. Okay, fine, we did it. We hit the reset button. Let's go and put on another win streak. Let's go. Let's do this.
I agree. I totally agree. I mean, I'm on the same page. I mean,
remove the comment off of Shell's face.
I know, right? Can they see me?
We're censoring her.
I'm all doing this. Nah. Just kidding. It's funny.
Randy Daytona says he never thought we would be the first seed this year, but here we are. Can't complain about this loss in the AFC team when we are 9-1 in our conference. Yeah, no, let's see what else we got. Yeah, they came in pissed off. That's definitely true. But
Yeah,
hey, if we have to lose one against them this year out of 2, I'd rather it be this one. Right?
True.
And
yeah,
one thing, this is what I was going to bring up earlier, and I wanted to let you finish because I just kind of wanted to ask everybody, and instead of breaking off into a sub point right then and there. Brock Purdy, after all these interceptions, did you see it phase him at all?
In the end, yeah. Because when he started getting, he just, to me, it's like the momentum. You can see the momentum changing. You can see it shifting. You see it all over his face, his body language. He was pissed, and I'm like, good, be pissed. You should be pissed. This is not like you. This is out of your character. This is not what you've done to this point. We went 5-0, then we went 5-3. Now we went on now a 6-1 run. So now we're 11-4. We're very much alive in this. But you got 2 other teams, or now 3 other teams in our conference that want the same thing you do. Now you got to go. We've been asking for, hey, it'd be nice if Dallas could do us a solid, if Seattle could do us a solid, if this team, that team could do us a solid. We can't rely on these other teams to give us shit. We have to do it ourselves.
Nope.
That's just the way this is.
Damn right.
And if that means being pissed, so fucking be it. Be pissed. Because you had about 70,000 fans that feel the same way you do. And you have to remember, some of these people traveled. That's time, that's money, that's parking. You know, parking is $1 million. Tickets are about $2 million. So you out. And we nobody paid to see this shit. You know, like I was telling Bashar, I'm like, oh, thank God this was a freebie. Because I'd be hot. Christmas Day on top of that, on Monday night under the lights, we lose again. 2 Monday night games, we have not won. We lost 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4 to the AFC North. So that makes me, I was telling Bashar the same thing. This makes me question, can you handle the physical team? Can you handle this pressure? Can you handle when they're coming at you, blitzing? They're coming hard, and they're coming fast, but they're coming at you, and they're not fucking around. They're serious. They're serious. Dare I say it, Detroit is serious. I don't know, like, I don't know how else to explain it, but I really question, can you handle this hard and fast? But can you handle this? Because it's not going to get any easier as we go into the playoffs. We can't expect the other teams to give us a solid. Okay, we get first place or we get second place. Okay, cool. Somebody has to come to us. But they're coming pissed off. They're coming with a chip on their shoulder. They're coming to bump us off. We went to Philly and beat their ass. Dallas came out here and we dog walked them. Everybody saw it. You really think they're gonna let us do that again? No. Can Brock Purdy handle that?
I got faith in Purdy. I really, really do. I know he had a
I
bad
do
game.
too. I
and-
do too. I do too.
Mhm.
I do too. I just something I just I can't help but
I will say this
Oh,
though. I will
okay.
say this. When the game was out of reach, I really thought we should have sat Purdy way earlier. He kind of got hurt for a second. He was slow to get up, and yada yada yada. When you know the game's out of reach like that, get as many starters as you can off the field, especially your quarterback.
Facts. I was saying the same thing. Like,
Well,
why aren't you sitting
I
him?
think that's.
Do we want RG3 to
I
happen
think he-
again? Do we? Pause.
I think he felt that he had a chance still at that point. And if you notice, once Trent got injured, I don't even know how injured Trent is, because he seemed like he was fine walking up and down the sideline. Maybe, he's not putting a lot of pressure on it, but he might have felt something. Kyle was like, nope, you're on you're bench you real quick because we can't, this game's already at a loss. I can't, or close to, I can't have that. And Brock Purdy was already out at that point in time. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, let's just put this shit down.
There are times when you just have to take that L, and to take that L to try to get more W's in the future is basically what it is. Yeah, sacrifice.
Right.
And
yeah.
I heard at one point. Go ahead.
No, I was saying you were right, but go ahead. I was done. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, yeah. So Trent Williams had suffered a groin injury, and according to Rod, shout out to Raj from RSL 49ers, he was saying that Trent Williams was trying to get back into the game at one point. And obviously Kyle wasn't gonna let him get back in, but then everybody else started getting hurt. Who was it? Jalen Moore got hurt, and then they put in that Barch guy, and I was like, "Geez, what's wrong with you guys?" And I'm on Twitter as we speak, just as to get any word on that injury. From what I heard it through the grapevine, that it wasn't that bad, but I never saw anything official regarding it. So I want to see something official to feel better about it, that so to speak.
Right. Same. Me too.
Yeah.
My thing is, it's like, we're going now. We have to travel across the country on a short week. So, it's one of those. You wish you had a bye week. You wish you had an extra day, or you wish you played on a Thursday night so you get the extra couple of days to get readjusted. But we don't have that. And then you have to come back to California, play against the Rams, who are sneaking up. It's like
They are.
somebody said it best. Right? Can't keep calling them the same sorry ass Rams when they're kicking ass and they kicked our ass and got a Super Bowl in their own building. Pause.
Same old sorry ass Rams.
Same old sorry ass Rams. That's a quote from the line of the famous "Who's Going to the Game" by the by the prophet Bashar.
Let's go.
Bobby, you were at the game last night.
I know. That's a great song.
Who isn't going to the game?
I know, right? But those are the things that, like, I lose faith? No, it's more like what I said. It was just like, when you go through this year after year after year after year, I'm like, yeah, we're still in the regular season. How much longer are we gonna keep doing this shit? How much longer are we gonna keep playing like this? Like, we do so well, and we just, I think I'll just wait. I'll play tomorrow. There is. Like in one of those Rocky movies, there is no tomorrow. It's a one and done. This is not like the NBA where you got you got 4 chances, right? No, it's one and you are out. Do we want to continue that cycle, or do we finally want to get past that, get to the big show, and dare I say it, win it? But we can't talk Super Bowl until we talk playoffs. Pause. We can't talk about that until
playoffs.
I know, right? Playoffs. We can't talk about that until we finish the season. God only knows if we're going to even keep this 1 seed, because them other teams, they're fighting like hell. They're fighting. Am I worried? No. But it does bring up the conversation. It does. I mean, you have to call a spade a spade.
Gotta call a spade a spade. You were talking about teams doing us a solid over there. Teams were doing us a solid, and while we were winning. So that part was cool. We just had to keep winning. That's all. At this point, it's literally, to quote Al Davis, just win, baby.
I just win, baby. Just do it.
Why are you quoting that guy?
I couldn't stand Al Davis of the Raiders. Let's talk about Purdy really quick. After that dismal game, guess what? He still leads the NFL passer rating at 112.2. So hopefully he bounces back and he takes it as a learning experience and goes on another win streak.
I'd love to see him in the playoffs this time for real.
Yeah, all we saw pretty much was the Seahawks.
Does anybody have any
right?
Does anybody have concerns about Jair Brown? What up, Leo? Jair Brown seems like he was kind of given some issues last night. Like I know he blew a couple of plays. I just don't know if he's 100% the guy yet. And I just want to know your guys' opinion on it.
If I went back and rewatched the game, I'd give you a much better opinion. I thought I did see some play where he looked like he may have been out of place last night. It's just a bit of a blur to me, but I'll kind of let him pass on it too. At the same time, he is a rookie. I get it, and I'm a big Talanoa Hufanga fan, so it sucked for Hufanga to go down. Obviously, and in general, Jair Brown for the most part, has been doing himself an excellent job. I was surprised to see Tyshawn Gibson mess up last night. I haven't seen this guy have a bad game since he's been in Niner. He's been number one ranked safety in the league since we pretty much have them. So that just goes to show you what kind of game it was last night.
I agree with Bashar. Like, I think he just looked a little out of place. He's had spots where he's been great. I don't know if I want to say consistent, if I'm saying the right word, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Like, we need somebody like Huff. Huff made mistakes too, right? He wasn't perfect. Nobody was. But when we needed him to be that player, he was that player. We didn't have to question it. We didn't have to look at it. We didn't have to think about it, talk about it, nothing. But this is the next man up mentality because we lost him a couple weeks back. And I get it. Jair is, having to fill these amazingly big shoes. We get that.
Yes,
at the same time, at the same time, when we need you to do the job, we're not trying to hear that shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, I'm a rookie. I'm new. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not trying to hear that.
Y'all know, I'm not trying to hear that. See, what your man got to do with me? The fact that you're not doing your job.
He wasn't trying to let everybody know that either, too. He didn't come and go, oh, exactly. I'm just a rookie. He's like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. And it's like, okay.
It's like, I'm ready to do this, I think.
And as we speak, I've been trying to search my Twitter feed up and down for any word on Trent Williams. And I saw it 8 hours ago, RSF 49ers tweeted, Kyle Shanahan doesn't have any updates on Trent Williams' injury yet. So nothing, literally nothing good or nothing bad. It's just whatever. Go figure.
Right.
Brand Nubian. I remember that.
Brand Nubian.
All for one.
Yeah.
Brand Nubian.
All for one.
One for all.
Hold on. Brand Nubian, hold on.
Punks jump up to get beat down. Nobody else remembers that reference, probably. I'm aging myself.
Right. You are. 40 Club. Nothing wrong with that. I'm only 3 years old.
Freaking John Harbaugh shakes hand with Purdy after the game. Hey, I hear that we look alike, and they hug each other and like, come on, Purdy, I want you to smile and laugh. Like, motherfucker, we just lost, dude.
You just beat our ass and you want to... Wow, no comment.
You guys saw that video? You guys
no, that clip? But now that you say that, I can see them wearing the same like cargo shorts and polo shirt.
Not the cargo shorts. Damn.
Red Jet. When he got drafted by us, he was sitting in his dad's chair with like tan cargo shorts on, right? Khaki cargo shorts on, and like a quarter zip up. You know what I mean? He looked like a 30-year-old, 22-year-old man. He looked like he had already been selling insurance for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying?
Customize and save with Liberty Bibberty.
Yeah.
Somebody made a picture of like half of Brock Purdy's face and half of John Harbaugh's face, and kind of similar.
They do look alike.
Leo
welcome.
says they're very concerned about our offensive line. We picked up a defensive lineman today,
Yeah,
but we did
he's
not
good
pick
too.
up an offensive lineman.
He's
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah,
I think that was the clutch pickup, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, the Armstead thing's kind of up in the air. I think that like they don't want to rush Armstead to come back anytime soon. If he's gonna be ready, he's gonna be ready, and it's gonna be right, and it's not gonna be like, hey, your foot is sore, we're gonna have you play anyways. Like, well, this guy that we did pick up did win the Super Bowl with the Rams, and he's been really productive with the Chargers as well. Sebastian Joseph Day from the Chargers. Defensive tackle. He's a run stopper. He was a team captain this year. That team somehow fell apart, and I think he may have asked for his release. But 2 weeks ago when he got released, I was like, "49ers should get this guy. Get him. And nowhere to go. He's got to go through waivers, do this, do that. And I almost forgot. I almost gave up on him. Like, Niners ain't going to get him. And cool, yeah, we got him. Cool. We need him. We definitely need him.
Yeah,
and
we do.
We need him.
Is it wrong to want to wish we got some people on our offensive line? No, is that terrible?
Yes, I know.
Is that all?
For the most part, the old line's been stepping up. They're more of like an overachiever offensive line, you could say. But yeah, what happened last night wasn't too pretty. I mean, I don't want to see pressure like that in upcoming games now.
You know, you're right too, because like most of these games, excluding last night, and even some points last night, they did keep Purdy upright. I have to kind of go.
We put up a lot of yards. We outgained them on yards. So for the most part, the old line was doing their job. I mean, there were moments though where it looked shitty.
And my vantage point was like, I was in the second tier. All I had to do was look down, and I could just see it all like right in my face. I'm like, oh God, Jerry Rice, can you just suit up, please?
Did you see Jerry Rice out there on the sidelines?
I was close enough to see him with our binocular, but I could see him.
Did you meet anybody? I mean, in particular while you were at the game? I mean, you talk about your experiences.
We didn't. Well, I saw the drum line. That helps. Yeah, I saw the drum line.
You didn't run into any content creators?
No. But the last time I did, I ran into a few. But no 49ers rush. Wayne Breezy was across the country.
Raj was there.
Raj is too popular for me. Okay, I'm a nobody. He's a somebody.
I could arrange it. You could have messaged me
That's
earlier.
That's what I'm saying.
I could have been like, "Hey, I'll tell you where Raj is going to be at during the game or before the game. You guys can say what's up to each other."
If I ever get to another game, I will let you know if I get to one.
Yeah, I only went to one game so far this year. I wish I was at more. Maybe I'll try to go to playoff game. Never been to a Levi's playoff game.
One. Never. Wow, me neither. So
only Candlestick.
If we go, then yeah, we'll see.
Been in two Candlestick playoff games.
Me too. Ooh. Saints and the Giants. Yep, back to back.
Yeah, I was at the Giants game, that Kyle Williams shitty game, and then I was at the Packers.
Yeah, same here. Me too. I was way out in the nosebleeds where we remember. If you remember Candlestick, I was way up, like in the section 300. Way up.
I was way up too.
Remember that long escalator where it's like if it stopped, it was like, oh shit. Oh my God, I don't miss Candlestick at all. That escalator scared the shit out of me. I'm not even gonna lie.
I remember that long escalator. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, what the hell are you guys thinking?
Brian?
What do we bring up? I just thought of something that we didn't pick. We didn't talk on.
In regards to last night's game?
Yeah.
Nice and smooth. Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I saw them live at Summer Jam in KML 1992.
No way. Yeah. Are you serious? Down in San Jose or whatever it was?
It was Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain
Shoreline, View. Yeah. Mountain View, yeah.
So there's a group called Run the Jewels, and they came out with a song called Ooh La La, which has Greg Nice in it. And they essentially recut, they redo the audio for the song with Greg Nice and Nice and Smooth with who's it? Oh gosh, DJ
Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
He's the king of the 4/4 beat. What was his name? I can't remember the group.
King
They
of the
were
4/4 beat.
Mass Effect. Yeah, freaking DJ. What's his name? I can see his face right now. He's the king of the 4/4 beat. He's like done like hella different songs from his homeboy who was in the group with him. Like it's the Mass Effect. What's another song? by
Guru,
them?
you mean Mass Appeal?
Guru. Yep, Guru, Mass Appeal.
Yeah, DJ Premier, DJ Premier, DJ
There we go.
Premier.
DJ
Gangstar.
Premier, King of
Premier.
the 4/4 beat. You don't
Yeah.
you don't know who the King of the 4/4 beat is? I just couldn't come up with
I didn't know
name,
about the
man.
4/4 reference, but I knew it was DJ. I knew DJ Premier was with Guru. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gangstar.
So they did a song called
yeah.
Ooh La La, and it's Killer Mike, and it's LP from the Bomb Squad created a group called Run the Jewels, and then they did a song with DJ Premier and Greg Nice called Ooh La La on their last album.
La, la.
Ooh La La, Ah Wee Wee. It's one of my.
I think I probably heard that before. We're going a little off topic, but it's cool.
It's good.
I'd rather talk about the hip hop generation than freaking last night's game. That's for sure.
That part.
Oh, I remember what I wanted to talk about.
Okay, go ahead, Brian. It's all you.
Ronnie Bell on punt returns.
Oh, why are we talking about
He
this?
fumbled the ball again. It went out of bounds immediately, but he fumbled the ball last night.
Dude, he had a fucking return
Look at the time.
where he had room to run in front of him. It almost looked like it almost looked like he had 15 yards ahead of him, and he literally accidentally just stepped out of bounds. I'm like, really? You're gonna go out of bounds when you have all that room in front of you? I like the guy too. I like him. I don't want to wreck him.
Look at the time.
Wait. Why you say look at the time?
When he said Ronnie Bell, I'm like, look at the time. Gotta go. We're talking about Ronnie Bell.
Okay. Look at that. Gucci is about that time.
It's about that time. Gotta go. No. I was just like, well, it's been a good show.
Live on the line. What's your name?
Ronnie Bell. No, where's number 10, ladies and gentlemen?
My name is Ronnie
Go
Bell.
on, play it.
Exit stage left. That's what the time meant. Exit stage left. No, he should do returns. He should do.
When they were talking about Ray Ray's rib being injured, I can't remember what game it was, but they were talking about his rib being injured. And we're winning. We're doing great. And I'm like, let's just fair catch these. Let's just fair catch these or let him go over and just not return him whatsoever because he's injured. Yeah. Let's not bring our backup guy in here. Let's just do, our normal stuff, but have our normal guy back there. And then he got injured. And here we are. And I didn't like that. This is where we're at now. I don't think Ronnie Bell's a strong returner, but he's the one we got.
Hey, Devo's doing a good job on kickoff returns. I'm just saying, like, you might as well run them at punt returns at this point.
No, but there's a difference. You know why they're running them at kick return, though? What's that? Oh, so the reason why they're running him at kick returns is because he can look down the field whether he's got a good chance at breaking it or not, and then he'll make his try. On a punt, there is no that. You know what I mean? You're either giving up good yards by letting the ball sail past you and roll, or you're just downing it right then and there. So I think it's kind of like they don't want to chance Debo getting knocked out in a play like that. So what they're doing is doing high percentage plays. So Debo standing in the end zone, looking down the field, if he sees a nice, the ocean separator, sees something that looks like a high chance play for him, then he'll take it out. But other than that, he's just gonna let it touch back because we'll just get it at the 25. How many returns do you really see that get past the 25 when they bring it out? I see now normally them get less than 25 yards. So to me, it's just unless you think you got a chance at breaking it, just get the touch back and let's come out on the 25.
I saw Ronnie Bell fair catch a ball at the 10-yard line, and I swear he had a bit more room to run, and he just fair catched it early, but fair caught it early. So I don't know.
I don't think he trusts himself. Like, I don't think he like has that. It's like it seems like it's a confidence thing. Like he just.
And I don't mind him as a. I don't mind it when they throw to him. He did catch a touchdown last night. So.
Yeah.
Not the best number 10.
That we've had in a while. That's what he's saying. That we've had in a while.
I know.
When he got his touchdown last night, I was just thinking like, well, Kyle, why couldn't we have worked him in to the game plan a little earlier? Now I know you pulled a lot of the starters, so he was essentially like the number one wide receiver at the time, I'm guessing, but I don't understand why we couldn't when we've got a nobody like a Ronnie Bell. And what I mean by a nobody, but I mean like he's not proven to other teams. Like they are not scouting him whatsoever. They're just like, they got this guy 10. He scored a touchdown. That's it. He doesn't get in the game much. You know what I mean? I think we need to use that to our advantage because they're locking down everybody else. And if you send everybody else on a decoy and you put Ronnie Bell on the home run, not only do you have all those decoys downfield ready to block once it's caught, but you also got the last guy anybody thinks to get the reception getting the reception.
Right.
I
just don't know why we don't utilize that enough.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that we may have missed some Juwan Jennings somewhat. You know, he was out.
Yeah.
But at least the good thing is to know, hey, Debo and Kittle. I know more victories don't count, but Debo and Kittle and Ayuk to a certain extent were putting up yards at one point in time during the game. So, you know, it's just we just can't be sloppy. We got to be disciplined, and you can't.
Well, I don't think Juwan Jennings would have made a difference in that game. The reason being is he's not like quick and explosive. He's tough and he's consistent, which is great. But we needed somebody to break through everybody and score points out of the middle of nowhere. And Ronnie Bell's got that. Ronnie Bell has that. So I don't know why we weren't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's got that quick strike ability. So I don't understand why you don't, set up all those decoys, let him run down the field and let him catch something underneath with some wiggle room and let everybody else downfield block for his ass.
I will say this on the early series, maybe the first 2 or 3 series that we had, I noticed we were like we're doing shotgun and we're just forcing the pass like crazy and not implementing the runs at all. Like, I'm like, what are we like? Sure, I know Purdy can throw. I know he's putting up great stats and leading the league and this and that and whatever. But let's mix in some damn runs, dude. Come on now. And it was just.
Did you say in the first?
I believe it was like the first. I think it was like series 1 through 3, maybe. I could be wrong, but it just felt like we were forcing the pass way too much.
Grant Cohn asked him about that.
Oh, Grant Cohn did ask him about that. Okay. I mean, and CMC had great average 7 yards to carry. So.
Well, and if you look at it, like it wasn't that bad as far as the passes go, because we went down the field on the first drive pretty nicely and just threw an interception at the end. And Grant Cohn asked him, was that your game plan to throw the ball like that? And he said, no, it's just it kind of went with what we saw. We saw what they were giving us, and that's the way we should have probably gone with the rest of the game. We just needed the Brock Purdy and the receivers to get on the same page, and also Brock and Kyle to be on the same page, because they obviously didn't know what was going on the other side of the ball. You know what I mean? As far as the defense goes, the Baltimore defense goes, they needed to have a game plan. Whatever they had in between them did not work very well, and we saw that. how things just would break down in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right. True. Right. Right.
Yeah.
My
I mean,
knee
I guess
bone's
it's just
connected to
like
my
uh, hip
ha ha
bone.
ha.
Let's go. Let's go. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like if you have somebody out, the next person just has to produce. Can't have no excuses. Can't have no ifs, ands, buts about it. It's like that's not the end of the story, but at the same time, it's like we can't really like. Oh God, Jesus! Oh,
You know, it's hilarious.
said what I
J-
said.
James was watching one of our streams when I
Good
go,
one, James.
"Oh, Ronnie Bell's in the game. Oh, I should have put a bet on Ronnie Bell to get his first touchdown." And James is like, "Oh, that's a good idea." So he goes and puts a bet for Ronnie Bell to score a touchdown. Ronnie Bell scores a touchdown. He made some money off that bad boy.
What are you saying that last night was his first touchdown? But because it wasn't.
No, that's what Joe Buck said.
Yeah,
no, his
Joe,
real first touchdown. That was what James and I were talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was at the game. It was against the Giants, and that was cool to see. Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, it's kind of weird how we don't really implement rookies as much as we should, but maybe there'll be that game where we get Ronnie Bell involved and he gets a big touchdown for our team, and that's cool. We got Philly special cards. Is that little Spongy?
Mm-hmm.
That's little Spongy. What up, Spongy?
Spongy,
Thank you, I appreciate that.
That's the youngster. Say what I
prime
see.
rib was a little. Prime rib was a little well done. Well, overdone.
Who overcooked the prime rib?
Well, it didn't. I don't know if they overcooked it, but I didn't get in there in time to get any medium rare.
Medium rare. If it's kind of a little overcooked, medium rare would only be in the middle portion of a bigger prime rib. But of course, cooked properly, you could if you do a reverse sear prime rib, the whole prime rib will be a medium rare if you do it right.
Oh yeah,
Cooked a few in the past.
So,
and I did cook up some good New York steaks last night. That were all medium.
You want to have the whole spread. Your end pieces is well done. Everything else is like medium well. Also, if you need to cook it up, you make a bigger piece. You make a bigger pan of au jus, and then you take, let's say you want a well done prime rib piece, and all you got is medium wells. Take your au jus. You got it warm, heating up. You dip it in there for a little bit. It'll cook it up a little bit. You pull it out, put it on the plate.
Well done. Yeah, when I cooked the prime rib for hella people. I always got to, especially my mom's there. It's like I got to cook up a giant prime rib, and I got to slice off a piece of the end and just leave that in the oven longer, and then make sure that one's well done and give it to my mom. She hey, everybody else is fine with medium rare, but her. So, au jus, got to word always cracks out.
Sounds so fun to say.
Well, I know. I think "ah" in French means water, and I think "jus" means juice. I could be wrong. If there's any French scholars in the chat, they would know. I never took French.
Croissant.
It's a croissant.
It's a croissant. Get it right.
My grandpa used to sing Frère Jacques in French to me. I didn't even know there was English words to it.
Well, my mom used to sing that. Yeah, my mom knows a little French. My grandma knew French.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
My grandpa's French Canadian. Well, he was an American who was 100% French Canadian. I'll put it that way.
He's a francophone.
Yeah.
Wow.
You ever heard that before?
A francophile?
Okay, so for those who live in like Montreal or like the French part of Canada, they kind of classify themselves like, so if you're born as a French speaker, native French speaker, you're classified as a francophone. If you're born in Montreal or the Quebec or whatever, and you're a native English speaker, you're classified as an anglophone. It's
Yeah.
basically
So-
pertaining to what your birth language was.
My last name is different in Canada, pronounced differently in Canada than we pronounce it here.
So say it the proper way, Ryan.
Bulil. Bulil.
I thought it was just Belial by the way it was spelled when I looked at it.
Right. Because that's how Americans say it. That's how English speaking people would look at those letters and pronounce it. But it's Belil. Isle,
Interesting.
ill.
That sounds
You know
cool.
what I mean? Bell. Beautiful. Belil. Yeah. It means beautiful island. It's very masculine.
Sounds like
Oh.
fancier. La Fontaine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Reggie, did you I'll go ahead if you want to read that chat. And I'll ask Reggie a question.
Oh. Said here lies the hype train for Tommy Cutlets. Inhumanely killed by unrealistic expectations.
I got a
Rest
comment
in
about
peace.
that. I got a good comment about that.
Go ahead.
It was funny because I was talking to my friend the other day and we brought up Tommy DeVito. And I was like, so what's the deal with Tommy DeVito? Is he going to take over as the Giants starting quarterback? Because, you know, they gave Danny Jones that huge, ridiculous contract that he never deserved because he sucks. He's garbage. And my friend's like, nah, I don't think so because Tommy DeVito is a flash in the pan. And then I called him back the next day. I was like, who the hell were we talking about the other day when you said somebody's a flash in the pan? So I forgot. I called back an hour later. Oh yeah, I remember it was Tommy DeVito. And then yesterday he texted me during the game. So, dude, Tommy DeVito sucks ass. He's getting his ass kicked. He's garbage. And I turned on the game and he got benched for Tyrod Taylor. So yeah, think that there lies to Tommy DeVito's story.
I was watching the game, right? I'm watching the game, not really like watching the game, but it's on, and I see, Danny DeVito's there, and I'm just, doing the thing.
Hey,
Next thing
DeVito
you know,
or Tommy
there's like
DeVito?
Tommy DeVito, and I'm watching, like it's on the background. I'm talking with my nephew and whatnot, doing all this stuff, and next thing you know, there's artichoke dip up there, right? So I get some artichoke dip and some toasted baguettes, and I get back down, and I'm mashing on these things. I go get another plate, and by the time I look up again, Tyrod Taylor's in, and somebody hit Tyrod Taylor, so the linemen are like pissed, right? And I look up and I go, wait, Tyrod Taylor's in. I was like,
Tyrod Taylor.
Did he get? I was like, did he get injured? Is that why they're so pissed? Because the defense just wrecked DeVito, and now they touched the other one. Oh, that makes sense. And then like a couple minutes later, they're like, Tyrod Taylor being bent or after DeVito bench, and I was like, oh, because everybody was like, DeVito. He got his agent looking like the man on the sideline.
Like a mobster, dude. He fired that guy, by the way.
He looked like a piece of shit. He
fired that mobster looking dude already.
That guy does not look like a mobster.
It's like, okay, it was some wannabe mobster.
A mobster would be better dressed than that. Okay. And he wouldn't be conducting his business out in the middle where everybody could watch him.
Yeah, he was way too obvious if he's a mobster. It's like, bro, really?
How no?
Hey,
Yeah.
What about the Patrick Mahomes? He looked like total ass against the Raiders yesterday in Kansas City. Did you guys catch that?
No, I was at the game, but I heard about it. I was like, damn.
He threw a pick six against the Raiders. He was complaining.
I saw that. I saw
it was ugly. I was like, how in the hell did the Raiders get this version of the Chiefs and we got the real version of the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? That's not fair. The Raiders won 20-14.
There's a little personnel difference.
Damn it.
It's not fair.
There's a little personnel
Laugh now, cry later.
I mean, the Raiders had get this. The Raiders had Aiden O'Connell at quarterback. He threw for a whopping 62 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and they still won. Yeah. Jeez, man.
Because there was 2 defensive scores within like 7 seconds, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, James asks a great question here. Are we watching the downfall of the Kansas Swifts?
Shitty Swifts,
Pat
he said.
Mahomes is
Shitty
getting
Swifts.
mauled out there.
Yeah.
Shitty Swifts. Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, remember we got stomped by the fucking Chiefs last time we played them, or when we had CMC play for like 5 or 10 plays. Like, like we get the Chiefs at their best, and everybody else gets the Chiefs at garbage. You know, that's kind of weird.
Well, to be fair, the only real sort of offense they got is Kelsey, and he is in a slump right now, probably because everybody's looking at him. Also, he's got, the love of his life there.
Trying to impress her.
When you ain't got a chick, when
Making
you
billions of
ain't
dollars.
forking out your money, at the restaurant, you know what I mean? When she's footing the bill for everything, talk about, oh, you want to fly to this, real expensive. Wait, you're not asking me to? No, I got this. Why would I ask you to pay for anything? That's silly. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, this is uncharted territory. You know what I mean? Like, he's out here. All the little Swifties are falling in love with him too. You know what I mean? He's making bracelets for people out here. Can you be a top tier anything in the NFL if you're making friendship bracelets in your time off?
Slander in the friendship relations.
Richie James had 3 catches for
counterproductive.
Remember Richie James? He's on the Chiefs now. And he had 3 catches for 54 yards. Woohoo!
Damn. Richie James.
Yeah, Mahomes is being a crybaby as of late.
Yeah. Last couple games, he's really been sounding off. I'm like, oh, okay, we're getting the real guy when he has his temper tantrums. How cute.
Double check the private chat really quick.
And oh yeah, I'm just checking now. What was I gonna say? Oh well, no matter. Let's just wrap it up right here. Red Jet, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
It was fun
for Mariah.
It was fun.
Coming in the clutch.
Hope I filled in for her okay.
She'll be happy.
Oh yeah, you did definitely.
He's a master.
She'll be proud of you.
Yeah. Do you have anything going on this week where people can find you? I know
Just
we got
IG?
you'll probably be in the chat.
IG?
Terradome's chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably Thursday, 7 a.m. our time here in California, and then 10 a.m. on the East Coast. But we're still trying to figure that out. So if not this Thursday, probably next Thursday. And then I don't have a channel or anything like that. Just in the chats, giving y'all the support and love.
Yeah.
But not just in chats. You'll be on the show, Terradome show every now and then too.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Had you on my channel?
I was invited to the Grammy superstar himself, and I was just like. But I don't have a chat myself. If I'm not in the chat, I get the invite, and if I get the invite and I can come on, then I will. That's my favorite song.
I don't know why. I feel like I need to do a new song. Actually, I hit up this guy. I had him on my channel before. Ray Pena, the Eye of the Niner. He was a 49er fan who was in the running for NFL Fan of the Year last year. He was the 49ers representative, and he has a 49er glass signed. He does a lot of rap songs. And I said, hey, we need to do a song together called There's More to the Mind Than Meets the Eye. And he's like, oh, that sounds good. So I don't know if we'll ever do it, but I'd love to do a collab with him and make that happen. Just throwing it out there.
More to the mind.
Right now.
More to the eye than meets the man.
There you go. Man, we were missing your little voices and sound effects. Where were they all, show?
Right, the whole show. I'm so disappointed.
I hit the little button over there.
Bashar's a fan of the voices.
Oh, I love the voices. I love the effects.
I love the voices. I love them. It's like I'm here
This
for
is
that.
the voice. I can't do it.
Yeah, but no, just on IG, and if I can come on the show, I'll come on. If not, I'll be in the chat saying hi. Say hi.
Say hi to the bad guy. Yeah, thank you for coming on, Reggie. I mean, you literally last minute. I hit up about 2 or 3 people, and you were the one that responded first. I was like, okay, there you go. We're gonna have you on. And as far as my
Hey,
channel
hey.
goes, gonna have just to do the regular this week. I'm not sure if I'm gonna bring on any new guests, but I'll be on with Ted on Friday, Ball and Bash and Ted. Friday again at 3:00, 7:00 with Raj. So we do the show there on my channel and his channel as well. On Saturdays, usually with Aaron and I about 3 p.m. Pacific. So that's about it. And a post game show from time to time. Even though I did do one last night, I was too gassed to do one last night, mentally and physically. I was like, no, can't do it.
I feel you.
Can you show us your T-shirt, Ryan?
I was
And
No.
I know I saw Wendy's. Oh, okay.
I want to see it.
yeah.
Show us, show us, show us.
Yeah, yeah, we'll show you. It's a Wendy shirt. That's what it is. Why do I gotta stand up for the Wendy shirt?
Sometimes you
go.
need a little Tony Montana in
All
your
right.
life.
So,
Oh, they were playing the Tony Montana song at the game, right?
oh,
Weren't
good.
they on the kickoffs? I saw that on the broadcast. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, and with that, we're gonna peace on out. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Hope you have a good one. Got the Niners against the Commanders, and let's go get that win. We need to
Get
shore
that
up our
commander
first lead.
ass.
Yep. And we